the entertainment industry's obsession with black trauma?
It's just one of them days.
Okay, so I'm just going to be talking about the entertainment industry's obsession with black trauma, and it's become black trauma porn at this point. The reason why this came up is because you know that new show, Them. It's a new show about a black family that moves into a new neighborhood in the 50s, and then their white neighbors plan to terrorize them because they're black. And they basically say that the people have come from somewhere bad and they want to make it bad as well while they're living there. And this is a horror, and they also called this show a black horror. So there's a new genre now, black horror, which is basically black trauma porn turned into entertainment. This is not okay at all. Can we not get horror? Like, can we not get the white people's horror but just have black people's characters? Like, what's so hard about that? This is the thing, and this is why I think that black trauma porn is deliberate. This is why I think it's deliberate. I think it's used to desensitize black people from the real horrors that our ancestors have faced. Let's be honest, a lot of crime shows and things like that, they are loosely based on real life. So where do you think these people are getting their ideas from? Where do you think they're getting their ideas from? Real life. I personally think that a lot of these shows, movies about black trauma porn that seem to not be based on a true story, and they're not portrayed as a historical film or TV show, I do think they're loosely based. I do think it's loosely based on real life. An example I'll give you of a TV show like this is Underground. It's not solely based on a single person's life, but there's a few historical accuracies in the show. And this is why I personally think that a lot of the you have to wonder where they're getting their ideas. The torturing that they are making us go through, they're making black people go through in the shows and the movies. Where do you think they're getting? I don't know. I wonder. The most disturbing thing about the trauma porn, and I'll say specifically this new show, Them, is that it's written by white people. Now this is why I think it's used to desensitize black people from the real horrors, because I don't understand why you can't just copy. Do you know how many white people copy? White directors and writers, they copy stuff from other people and just recycle it into another movie. Like Born Identity, Olympus Has Fallen, all these things, they're all based on the same thing. There's just different actors, different countries, slightly different reason why somebody, it's all the same. I don't understand why they can't do that for black people, why they struggle. Why do they struggle? And a lot of these films are trash anyway, but people still watch it. We're not asking you to create a masterpiece. We just want black people in it. Like, a lot of these films, like rom-coms and stuff, some of them are funny, some of them are boring, some of them are cringy, but we just need it because some people like that stuff. Some people like that stuff. So you need to make it for the people that like that stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I love thrillers and action films and stuff. We don't get that for black people, and it's really annoying. There's hardly any. There's a few back in the day, but it always has to have a stereotypical thing in it. It always has to be stereotypical. Like, we can never have something that's not stereotypical. Black people are not a monolith. They just perpetuate that with the same trauma porn. They literally just think, oh, black people struggle, suffering. That's all they see when they see black people, and that's all they put. That's all they put forward in the entertainment industry. There's always a reason for everything, and you know, understand, but you know, that's just my theory. Another thing with trauma porn is that a lot of our history is traumatic, and I do see the need. A lot of the history films and TV shows are necessary, but other than that, can we get something else? Other ethnicities do not get movies that are dedicated to their history. There's so many other ethnicities, they don't even get movies. I get people need to know our history, but the thing is, when they make movies like this is not for a white audience. It's only for the black audience, because they're not watching these movies. And the reason why I say that it's not for the white audience, it's just for the black audience. They make these films for the black audience. Like, we already know these things. Other people need to know these things. Do you know what I mean? And the reason why I say that they make this for the black audience is when you look at the nominations, Now they're trying to be more inclusive with the nominations. If there's a black person being nominated for something, it's always a movie about race, and that's it. Even though there's a lot of other movies that, you know, black people are in, they don't get the recognition. The only movies that get the recognitions when it comes to nominations is the movies, the historical movies. We live normal lives. Can we not get can we not get a Gossip Girl? Back in the day, there were so many like different shows and movies that did not contain black trauma. I don't know what's gone wrong. Obviously the world has to adapt to continue to put black people down, so I guess that's what they're doing. Let's be honest, the Western world adapts every century, every decade or so to continue to keep black people down in whatever way they can. So I think like black people, when manipulated by what seems like progress, it's not really progress. It's not really progress. Like when it comes to police brutality, it's just another form of slavery. Do you know what I mean? I think that the world adapts to oppression, that's it. In different ways. The way the world adapts, they have to adapt. And it may seem like progress, but it's not progress. Another thing that I will say, another point that I will say, that when it comes to the black trauma movies, that's when they find a dark-skinned woman. When it comes to a character that needs to suffer, that's when they suddenly find a dark-skinned woman. Also, in the historical films, they're whitewashing people and casting light-skinned women when the original historical figure was a dark-skinned woman. It just doesn't make sense, honestly. I just think this is whole. But like I said, the world adapts in order to keep us down, because what other way can you explain it? Can dark-skinned women get a role where we're not suffering? Seriously. And this is why I love what Issa Rae has done, and also Michaela Cole. Like, they have literally just, they're doing it for the black women. Honestly, this is why we need black writers and stuff like that. So now I'm going to go on to another theory. Another theory that I think, my theory, is why white people create these films. They make it seem like it's for everyone, but it's really for the black audience. I feel like they kind of disguise it as, oh, I as a white person, I'm doing my part. I'm making a movie about racism. I'm doing my part. But it's not really doing your part, because you are writing about it. First of all, you're writing it, you're directing it. Your ethnicity is writing it, directing it. There's no black writers, there's no black directors, there's no black producers. You're not doing anything for black people. You're not actually doing your part. If you think that's doing your part, it's not. You're just hiring black people to portray what you think of them, to portray your projections. You're not doing your part. If you were doing your part, you would hire black directors, black writers, black producers, so that we could get an accurate representation of black people, but you're not. So it's not doing your part. And I think sometimes they think that's what they're doing, but no, it's not what you're doing at all. And I think they know. And the entertainment has adapted to black trauma porn. So yeah, but I will say that Get Out the movie, I think Get Out the movie is a great film. I guess Get Out has black trauma in it, but I think the difference with Get Out is that it is for black audience and it was made by a black person. I think it has deeper meanings that only black people can understand, and this is what I mean by creating movies for black people, because we get it. And you can tell the difference with the film Get Out. There was a black writer, and also there was deeper meanings, and that's why I like the film Get Out. But a lot of the other ones, like Queen and Slim, I thought the beginning was alright. I thought, oh, this is something different. It's something a little bit different, like something. It's a what if kind of thing. What if this happened in the world? But then the second part of the movie just went downhill. That protesting scene that was horrible and just confusing, and then they ended up dying in the end, and it was like, this is what I mean, you made us go through all that for no happy ending. And so it's just like, it's an obsession at this point. Again, we need black rom-coms, action thrillers, and we need a black Marvel. Can somebody pitch an idea to Marvel to do a whole different universe with just black people in it? Can we not get stuff like that? Like, come on. Like, I don't know, like stuff like that. I just think It's not hard, and this is why I said oppression adapts to the world, to the changing world, because it's not hard. It's really not hard to just copy one of these white people rom-coms and put black people in it. It's not hard because this is what you do to your own people anyway, so why can't you just copy it and just have a black cast? Like, I just don't understand it's not hard. But yeah, another thing, okay, this is my last point. Remember when I said about the white people creating these movies, my theory about them thinking that they're doing their part by creating movies about race? I just want to say this one last point, like kind of like expanding on that. You can literally make white films, your white TV shows, and incorporate race, because black people are not the people that need to be reminded of racism. White people need to be reminded, because you guys are the cause of it. You started it. You continue to keep it going, you know, so you guys need to talk about it in your show so your audiences can learn about it. Stop bringing it up in our audiences like we don't know, we know already. Like, the people that cause it need to be seeing it in their shows. The people that cause it need to be seeing it in their shows. And this is why I said you're not doing your part. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. This was a bit of a rant, but it's true. It's not hard. You can literally copy John Tucker Must Die and just put black people as the cast. It's not hard. It's really not hard. So oppression has to find its ways, doesn't it? So see you guys in my next video. Bye.